After 70, these 7 things secretly hold you back and must be let go for a better life. Advice from the elderly. Old age is not an endpoint, but rather a threshold leading into a different stage of life. One that is gentler, slower, and deeper. Yet not everyone knows how to enter this stage with peace. Many still find themselves entangled in things that no longer suit them. Outdated habits, vague worries, or unnecessary expectations. We hold on without realizing that those very things are silently pulling our lives backward. After turning 70, letting go doesn't mean loss. On the contrary, it's a journey of purification, an awakening. It's when we realize that, to fully live the rest of our lives, sometimes we don't need to add more, but to let go. Let go of invisible burdens, negative thoughts, and bindings that no longer fit. Some things may seem small, yet they deeply affect the soul. Some thoughts take root for so long that we don't even realize we're bound by them. Old age should not be a time of regret or self-reproach. It should be the time we learn to forgive others, to forgive ourselves, and to gently release what's no longer needed. Peace of mind doesn't always come from grand gestures. It often comes from small changes, from having the courage to let go of what's quietly holding us back. This article is a gentle journey of self-reflection. Not to criticize or judge, but to understand. True happiness isn't found in having more, but in knowing what to release. In the stillness of golden afternoons, in the gentle chill of old age, we finally have the time and experience to reflect that living better isn't about living more. It's about living more truthfully. Living true to ourselves, to the values that truly matter. And to live that way, we must sometimes learn to let go. What holds you back may not be obvious. It's not a visible chain or a physical lock. It lives in your thoughts, your emotions, your daily behaviors. A repeated complaint, an unnamed sadness, a silent comparison, or an unfulfilled expectation. All these, over time, become mental habits that prevent you from moving toward a more peaceful life. Now is the time to face those things. Not to deny the past, but to recognize that the past is behind you, and you deserve a lighter present. What you've been through is a part of you, but it doesn't have to define the rest of your life. When we learn to let go, we create precious space within our souls. Those spaces can be filled with peace, gratitude, and serenity. Without the crowding of outdated thoughts, life after 70 becomes more expansive, deeper, and infinitely more beautiful. Each time you release something that no longer serves you, you take a step closer to the life you truly desire. A life that is simple, peaceful, and full of love. No longer bound by old worries, past wounds, or longings that are no longer necessary. Let us explore and reflect on the seemingly small things that can lead to great changes in the lives of the elderly. There's no single path, but there are universal guideposts. And this article is an invitation for you to embark on a journey to reclaim your inner freedom, by learning to let go of what no longer serves your peace and happiness. There are expectations we carry with us for many years, as if they are inseparable from who we are. The expectation that our children and grandchildren will always be by our side, will always understand and appreciate the sacrifices we've made. The expectation that old age will be as peaceful as we once imagined. But when those expectations aren't met, a sense of disappointment gradually overshadows our joy of living. And instead of enjoying each day, we begin to live in comparison, in regret, in a sense of incompleteness. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean giving up hope. It means understanding that everyone has their own life, and so do our children and grandchildren. Rather than expecting perfection or repayment, let us learn to appreciate what we have, even if it's just a phone call, a brief hug, or a quiet afternoon with a warm cup of tea. When we no longer tie ourselves to expectations, we open the door to joy from the simplest things. Many older adults still carry old wounds, unresolved conflicts from years ago. It might be a careless remark from a loved one, an argument left unsettled, or a misunderstanding that was never clarified. Over time, these things become silent scars affecting our mood, our sleep, and even our health. Forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's about accepting that the past cannot be changed. And for that reason, we don't need to let it continue to hurt us. Forgiveness is not something we do for others. It's something we do for ourselves, to be free, to feel light, to live the rest of our days more fully. When we learn to forgive, our hearts expand, our minds soften, and life becomes gentler. Another thing many elderly people hold on to is fear. Not obvious fears like fear of the dark or illness, but the silent ones. Fear of loneliness, fear of being forgotten, fear of no longer being valuable. These fears make us hesitant to try new things, close ourselves off from others, and slowly retreat from life. But the scariest thing is not being alone. It's losing connection with ourselves. When we dare to let go of fear, we discover we still have so much to live for, to love, to feel. Could be picking up a new hobby, writing in a journal, learning how to use a smartphone, or simply chatting with an old friend. Each small action like this is a big step toward breaking free from anxiety and living more authentically. Many seniors have the habit of holding on to old items, not because they're still useful, but because they're tied to memories. An old, worn-out shirt, a yellowed letter, notebooks long unread. Each object is a piece of the past, evoking memories, but they can also become burdens if we don't know how to let go. Cleaning up our living space is a way to cleanse our spirit. When we let go of items that are no longer needed, we are also tidying up our minds. We create space for new things, for light, for simplicity and ease. A home doesn't need to be filled with stuff to feel cozy. As long as what remains brings comfort, that place becomes a true sanctuary. There's something else many people don't realize after 70, the habit of blaming themselves for things long past. Some regret not spending more time with family. Some feel remorse over decisions made. Others are consumed by guilt, believing they failed in their roles as parent, spouse, or child. But if we keep looking backward with harsh eyes, we'll never clearly see the beauty of the present. No one is perfect, and life never goes exactly according to plan. What matters is not what you did before, but how you're living now. Learn to forgive yourself, be gentle with your heart, and understand that you did the best you could at that time. Another feeling that often holds seniors back is the belief that, I'm no longer useful. Without a job, without responsibilities for children or grandchildren, many feel unnecessary, invisible, or unappreciated. That feeling can cause withdrawal, reduce communication, and gradually chip away at confidence. But the value of a person doesn't lie in how much they can do. It lies in their presence. Your presence is a precious gift to those around you. A smile, a piece of advice, a story, a gentle gaze. All can bring joy to others. You are still useful, just in a different way. Softer, quieter, and more profound. And there's one more thing many quietly carry. Comparison. Comparing ourselves with peers, with others who live differently. Comparing our children or grandchildren with someone else's. Comparing the way we age to media ideals. These comparisons, though silent, can leave us feeling forever insufficient. Every life is a unique journey. No one shares the same starting point, circumstances, or destiny. When we let go of comparisons, we begin to live more truthfully with ourselves. We appreciate more what we have, the experiences we've gathered, and the irreplaceable marks of our own life story. When looking back on the journey of life, with all its ups and downs, stumbles and triumphs, what remains is not what we once possessed, but the sense of peace within our soul. That peace doesn't come naturally. It is the result of learning how to let go. Letting go of the things that hurt us, the misguided thoughts, the invisible burdens, and the unnecessary expectations. Life after 70 should not be a time of closure, but rather a rebirth, a chance to live once more, but with a lighter heart, deeper wisdom, and greater freedom. It is the moment when we no longer feel driven by urgency or competition, but are allowed to slow down, listen to ourselves, and savor the small moments that may have once been overlooked. Letting go doesn't mean giving up everything. It means carefully choosing what is truly worth keeping. It's about releasing unnecessary worries to preserve serenity. It's about shedding emotional burdens to hold on to inner peace. It's about letting go of unfulfilled hopes to appreciate and cherish what's already within our reach. When you dare to let go, time is no longer a burden but a gift. You will realize that each morning is a new opportunity to live, with gratitude, with gentleness, and with an open heart. You will discover that aging is not a withering process, but fertile ground for final growth. growth in awareness, in emotion, and in spiritual liberation. It's time to stop holding on to the things that no longer reflect who you are. Let everything flow like a stream. Past is behind, future has not yet come, and only the present is where real life happens. Spend the rest of your days loving yourself more, nurturing your soul more, and making peace with everything that once troubled you. True tranquility doesn't depend on how many people are around you, but on whether you are living true to yourself. You don't need to chase any ideal image. You only need to be the best version of yourself, a person who has experienced, loved, fallen, and now chooses to live with forgiveness, wisdom, and calm. Let the old things go like the last leaf of the season, and believe that with every act of letting go, you become lighter, more at ease, and more joyful. No longer bound by invisible strings, you'll be able to open the doors of your soul to receive all the wonders that life still has in store for you, even beyond the age of 70. A better life doesn't come from holding on tightly, but from knowing when to gently let go. And if today you can begin by letting go of just one small thing, then that is already a great step forward on the journey to finding inner freedom, the greatest gift that old age can offer to yourself.